Coming in the bottom left-hand corner, Angry Probe as the pink Protoss. And in the top left, we have SS White Mamba. And oh, look at this. Maybe a little trash talking going on here. I saw him do 3 different versions of this. I'm scared as to what this is. Gonna be pop on ladder for sure. What do you think about this, Brobot?
Man, I don't know. I guess these guys maybe have played before or maybe know each other, something like that. That's all I can speculate.
You never know. Every now and then, are you ever on the ladder and you just start talking to someone just like they're your best friend? Just like, hey, what's going on?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's just me. I think it's my name. You know, the Donjuancho. People are always asking, hey man, like, donde eres? And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying here. Alright, ooh, look at this. Got the pylon going up on the high ground.
Yeah, pylon in base. Interesting. You don't see one base play very often, and
well, maybe this has a little something to do with it.
Yeah, I guess he's got something in plan. Now, a 3-gate Century expand used to be like the go-to build. That was a long time ago. But as we said in some other builds, I think that had to do with some of the smaller maps. This map here in Tomb Valley is a rather large map, so I think he's got something else in mind rather than a fast expand, but we'll find out.
Yeah, so we saw that 15 pool go down. And earlier, so, okay, alright, we have a little foul language there. So I guess he's not quite a big fan of the Forge fast expand, which I don't see why. These guys, they said one's Diamond, one's Masters, so let's just call them both Diamond. And at Diamond level, you should be happy with a Forge fast expand.
Yeah, I mean, I see it as being pretty much standard to Forge fast expand every single game. There's some guys out there, though, very high-level guys that like to do gate expands, which I see as kind of risky, but hey, these good guys can pull it off. However, this, I guess it's a gate expand.
And he gets the early scout off too, so he sees what's going on here. He sees that gate. You know what? Actually, I've just been seeing this lately too, and it's I actually lost a game the other day because I thought he went Nexus first, and I pulled all my drones and brought out some Zerglings, and then out popped 2 Zealots, and I was just like, what's going on here? But so we'll see how this plays out. This is gonna be interesting. What do you think about that, Brobot?
Well, I just think it's tough to defend against a bunch of lings when you don't have a wall off. But I guess, you know, Angry Probe probably knows what he's doing, I'm figuring.
Yeah, well, he said it was his first time trying this, so...
And maybe because it's such a large map, he's counting that it'll take too long for a bunch of lings to get to his base, and by then he'll have either a wall off or enough units to stop what comes to it. But yeah, interesting opening. I wouldn't say it's standard. Some people I know do like gate expands, though.
Yeah, so you should transfer 2 probes here beyond that standard 16. You know, I've heard that Naniwa does a build similar to this. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll have to check that out pretty soon. So he has 2 gases. He's not getting his work gate, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually you want to get your work gate as soon as possible. This is a build I'm not familiar with. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah, probably just a little bit of delay. As we said, these are 2 Diamond players, so we'll see what their play is. It's going to be...
Zerg looks like he's taking his 3rd, which is pretty standard against a, well, Forge fast expand anyways. I don't know if there's a standard against gateway expands, but...
you know, I'm thinking, when I see this, sometimes it kind of throws you off a little bit, because you don't know. It's, you know, what's going on here? He has the gateway first. Is he going to try to do some type of cheese? Is he not going to try and you know, is this just to throw you off? Is he not going to populate it with the probes? Which, look at that, that's...
How much is his expansion?
Wow. Well, he's down 6 harvesters, and just, I mean, look at the supply, and I guess that's about right for Protoss versus Zerg, but it seems a little fishy.
How much Chrono Boost energy does he have?
He's starting to Chrono Boost that Warp Gate. We'll see. Throwing down a couple additional gateways, maybe a little early pressure here. What's he trying right now?
That's what I would think, or at least hope
yeah.
that it would be 4-gate pressure. Makes sense. You know,
that's something that I've heard. I've heard that the Protoss, they feel like they get behind when they do the Forge Fast Expand because it takes them so long to get up that critical cybernetic score. that you're not able to get the proper tech.
Yeah, there's a big debate going on with this, and I kind of go along the lines of saying that a Forge Fast Expand, you can still get your Warp Gate pretty fast if you want to do like a 4-gate pressure. I mean, I don't think it's much later than what's going on here.
Yeah, nice surround. Good micro. There we go. Taking that out basically for free. I don't even think he's lost anything. Trying to take down that pylon. That's a good idea. Oh. Alright, so it does look like we have a little bit of aggression here. I really like how he took out those rocks. Those can be just so difficult. You don't take out these rocks, they can just siege this base up here, and you have to run your units all the way around to get there.
Yeah,
it looks
he
like
did take him out pretty early, which is good.
He's taking advantage of that. Oh man, sniping off the Overlord.
And from the production tab, it looks like White Mamba is going to go with a bunch of Lings to try to defend this.
Pretty standard. It doesn't look like he has his Roach Warren up yet, which is kind of a mistake. At this point in the game, you just definitely want that, and I like this. He's throwing down some pylons, making sure they can just warp in right on top of him.
Yeah, I mean, this 4-gate pressure is doing a lot of damage.
Wow.
Without a Roach Warren...
still on 4 gates. This is a...
Mama's going to have a hard time defending this.
Kind of. Look at this block, though, right here. Oh, getting the surround on the Queen. I don't know. I think Protoss is going to be able to hold this off, but Zerg is staying in there. He still has the supply. What is he at? Army supply. Well, definitely ahead. Looks like he's going to lose his 3rd base, though. And you know, I've heard pro players and I've heard Day9 talk about this all the time. If you're going to lose the base, just let it go. You know, obviously at this point, I don't think he can save it. You might as well, yeah, just start defending at your 3rd and just figure, hey, that's a lost cause. Don't try and just, you know, throw good units after bad.
Yeah, I totally agree. Besides, he's got to buy time for his roaches to come out, which should be coming anytime now. Looks like he's got 11 he just queued up, and he was saving a bunch of banks, so...
Oh, man, Angry Probe. Talking a little trash here. Pretty sick. Yeah, it looks like nothing, then holy shit. Alright. And then he just decides to waltz away. And he didn't even take out that spine crawler. A little irresponsible of him. He's just gonna let these let those pylons die.
Can you pull up the units? I want to see what the harvester count is here, because it is still 2 base versus 2 base. The Protoss would rather be in this situation rather than 3 base versus 2 base, obviously. So I would definitely say that the Protoss is doing well now, but you'll even notice that Zerg still has the supply advantage, and a decent one.
That's how Zerg is. They should definitely always be ahead, even when they're losing.
True.
Be ahead in supply. But yeah, just something to notice. I mean, you know, we always talk about the macro, and I feel like at a little bit higher level, you would have more harvesters right here. I mean, yeah, he's good here. He should
that's fully
transfer,
saturated.
Yeah, it's a little oversaturated, so he should transfer a couple of over here, and then he'd be perfect. He'd be
no, actually, both are perfectly saturated right now.
Here? No, he has to have 4 more on this one, and he has 4 too many on this right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're
Don't
right.
worry, it's alright.
But it's only a couple.
Yeah, it's a couple, and then maybe get, you know, 1 more on there. Actually, you know, I think that might be by design. I think, you know, let's just give it to him for that one. Let's figure that's on by design. Look at this. He has corner expansions going down.
A little bit of a Ninja Expo, but he's expanding twice. What do you think about the Protoss easing up there? Do you think he should have pressured more, or did he do his damage?
You know, he definitely did his damage, but I think that it would have been good just to pressure here. All he had were a couple of... we're experiencing a little bit of lag. I'm not sure what is going on here. Oh, maybe he hit the pause on accident. So, yeah, I definitely think he didn't have many units. He only had the Lings. At least put some pressure up here. But at the same time, it's smart. You did your damage, so you don't need to lose your entire army. But, I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Should he have taken a 3rd by now? Definitely seems like it's about 3rd time. He's just got the forge out right now.
Well, it's hard to tell. There's a number of ways you can go right here. You can either tech really hard and stay on 2 bases and then do a push, as like basically a timing push as soon as whatever tech you're going after finishes. But I don't see a Colossus Den So I don't know what his tech would be, and the other option I think would be to either basically double down on the aggression and try to attack, which already hasn't happened.
Big attack going on right now. Coming in with the roaches. Let's see what he can do. Good force fields going down, splitting half the army. That is some good force fields right there.
But also
and
backing off with the Zerg is smart also.
I think he has a good advantage though right now. If I were
Zerg has
right now,
quite a high supply advantage.
Almost 50 above. But man, this is why I just hate this map. It's just so tough to siege this area. You really just... It's just so frustrating. A couple of force fields, and they are just shooting down on you, and you're only half your units are attacking. That's good. I like the having the scout out here. Another thing I like. I mean, he doesn't have the burrow down yet, but have one link burrowed, and maybe even have an overlord dropping a little creep.
Asking if he should have taken his third faster. I mean, I think that his instincts are right here. He should have put that third down much quicker because...
or 8 gate, yeah. I think he's asking us, and I think that, yeah, I think that...
We're saying yes. We're saying yes.
Take it quicker.
I'm basically agreeing with him.
What do you think of the 8 gate all-in, though?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with him. He should have either gone 8 gate and basically double down on that aggression, or pulled off the 4 gate after killing the hatchery and taking the third.
And you know, Zerg it seems like they're pulling ahead right now. Ahead in the army count and ahead in the upgrades. And I
he has a huge lead in the army account. 70 right now. That is basically game breaking.
But they can come back so easily because you have these roaches, and you know what? At this point, these roaches, I don't like them. I don't like them because you can't put pressure on the third. Look, he already has this up. You cannot break this front right here. I like it as far as maintaining control of his 4th expansion, but I think he should be teching much quicker. I think he should get his hive and start getting for a Broodlord, or, well, he doesn't have the upgrades for Ultras, so I would like to see Broodlord out of him. But we will see. And I'd like to see a little more scouting out of Angry Probe. He has some observers, but there's very awkward positions here. Oh, but he does scout that right there.
Yeah, I think your analysis is pretty much right. And I even think at the Zerg here, I mean, he does have a lot of roaches, and like you said, it's going to be hard for him to engage, but it's going to be hard for the Protoss to engage right now also because in the open area, the Protoss will have a real hard time getting those money force fields, and in the open area, it's harder to get force fields where you can't back away. The Zerg can basically just back away, let Protoss waste his force fields. And what I also feel here, I'm not a Zerg player.
That's just, I feel like
that's
terrible
really risky
right now.
Really risky.
Well,
but what I think the Zerg should be doing here, and I'm not a Zerg player, but I think the Zerg should be taking more bases. That's my opinion. And like you said, teching the hive,
but
getting ready for that Broodlord Infestor, Imba,
he's getting
endgame
his
unit.
hive, but I don't think that he has a Muta den either. And I just feel like this is a terrible position. Don't you want your forces back here? Because they can get a good surround. Look at this. He's going to get a good surround. Still, these are... And
killing a Roach army as Protoss all comes down to force fields. There wasn't a single force field put down there. And
you know, he actually attacked a little bit after his 2-2. So I do like that timing.
Good timing attack,
so
definitely.
He's up on that. And you know what? He didn't do a lot of damage. He's definitely behind on that.
But he's going to remax instantly, which is what Zerg does.
I think it's a good trade if you're teching to the Broodlords, because you're maxed out. You don't have that supply to free up. But
now, one thing he didn't do though was take out the.
Yeah, no force fields. Still win battle. Well, that's because you got to tech. You got to change, my friend. You have to go to infestors.
Now, I would like to see more focusing down of the immortals from the Zerg. I thought he was going to do it there, but I mean, even if he lost half of those roaches there just to take those 3 immortals out, it'd be worth it. I think it would be totally worth it because he can remax really quickly, but the immortals take a really long time to come out.
Definitely.
They don't. Immortals don't just spawn out of fucking larvas.
And something that's really good for this army, which I see people struggle with all the time, is get some lings in there. You get some lings and a couple of fungals, and man, they just don't do much damage because obviously immortals aren't very good against lings.
And where are the sentries? He just got remade too.
He's got a couple, yeah.
So I said before that I criticized the Zerg saying he should have focused down the immortals, but maybe he was focusing down the sentries, which I think is just as important.
Got a pretty saturated fourth here. Let's see, the harvester counts about the same, so really not much of a difference there.
You know, I think by this time the Zerg should have gotten more bases. I mean, he's got basically unlimited minerals in the bank now. Why not throw down 2 or 3 more hatcheries?
Yeah, definitely. Throw down one here, and you know, you could just be silly and throw one down the corner. Might as well. Alright. And does he have the spine crawlers? Looks like he doesn't have the spine crawlers to hold this off right now. He's going to have to bring his whole roach battalion back, but then look what happens right here. He just loses all his position. Look at that. That is a nice little tactic right there.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the Zerg. I think he'll be able to come through with this.
I think so. Just make roaches. That's pretty close supply.
This is kind of the anti-roach army, though. Hopefully he's got some higher tech coming soon.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he is, though. We will see, though. He does have his 3-3 upgrades going on. I think that this is one of those things you think, man, roach is just so imba. But in late game, you really want to get away from those roaches. Those roaches, they just can't stand up. And I'm a little surprised. Is this very common to see, a Protoss not having Colossus?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is this trickery trying to... Has this got some... ones that want to sneak up to the high ground, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, it looks like I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why didn't the Zerg get Broodlords? Did he not have enough time?
I don't know. And look, he didn't even get any upgrades for the Lings. I think that's something he could work on, but what do you think they did well?
Well, there's this type of a build is pretty common in the metagame right now, where you get a bunch of Immortals, Stalkers, and Sentries. Usually you push a little earlier than this. He started a little bit different with his 4-gate pressure off of the gate expansion, which I think is interesting. In my opinion, I think it's risky because I think you have a hard time with that early pressure if the Zerg chose to do the early pressure. But having that composition that he had, I think, is really common for right now. I think in this case it was a little bit later than usual, but it's like the anti-roach army.
Yeah, if you're just sticking on roach, you're gonna lose. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and I don't get why the Mamba didn't have more of a varied composition. He went straight roach, and he had some good engagements, but in the end he couldn't pull it off.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Well, any closing thoughts?
That's about it.
I think that's it. Just wrap it up. This is Donjuancho
and Brobot.
See you later, guys.